Real relationships, real conversations. This is who we are. This is Couples Connect. Real relationships, real conversations. This is who we are. This is Couples Connect.
Hey guys, welcome to Couples Connect. We are so excited about this week's episode.
Yes, we have a good one for you. It's going to be a tough conversation, but it's good.
Listen guys, we are talking about the baggage we bring in our relationships.
Absolutely. Our experiences and the things that we go through help shape who we are. And sometimes we bring certain mannerisms and certain beliefs and scars, battles, and those types of things over into our relationship.
I mean, our hurts, our wounds, all those things, we carry that into our relationship.
Yeah.
And so, listen, we're going to unpack some of this baggage
Peel
today.
back the layers.
When you think of like a suitcase, right? You have a suitcase full of so many different things and you start unpacking. A lot of us don't like unpacking our suitcases when we get home.
No, not. I just what we do is we just throw the suitcase in the corner and day by day we just pick apart what we need.
Right. He's like, are you finished with that suitcase?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm still getting stuff out of it. And so we're going to be diving into some of that today in this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, when we talk about baggage, what is your perception or definition of baggage?
Well, for me, baggage is things that we carry, like weights that we have that maybe we don't recognize that we have them, but we are bringing them on. Like feelings, past feelings from past experiences, past relationships. I know that when we started in our relationship, I definitely came with some baggage.
Oh, yeah. Bag lady. No.
Really?
I'm joking. No.
I mean, I came off of a divorce when we were getting married. And so I definitely had
and
a lot.
And you were married for how long? For 10 years?
9.5 years. Yeah, about 10 years.
So, a pretty good amount of time that she, spent in another relationship before we met. So, I mean, you were bound to bring some stuff over. We all do. So
right. I'm sure you brought some stuff too.
I'm sure somewhere along the line.
He don't like to claim his
bags,
I
can't pinpoint it. But
I'm sure he brought some things. I know for me specifically, I definitely brung a lot of distrust. Mm-hmm. I brung distrust with me. He couldn't have look at people. I was skeptical of all the things.
I couldn't talk to nobody.
Listen.
Y'all might not know, but I have green eyes, so if somebody, if a girl, we would go to restaurants and the waitresses would be like, "Oh, are those your real eyes?"
That's a whole nother episode.
She would get mad at me. I'm like, am I supposed to say thank you or get off me? What?
Well, I didn't consider these things baggage. They were just my way of protecting myself.
Right.
I think when you've been hurt and you're not able to trust other people, you put on these walls, you bring these things with you as a form of protection.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, we are built, our body is constructed in a way to protect ourselves from danger, from hurt. So that doesn't just mean physically, but also emotionally. When we go through things and we learn those life lessons, we protect ourselves in those ways because we don't want to experience it again.
Right. And so, like I said, I didn't know I was a bag lady. Apparently.
I'm joking.
Erica.
She's not.
I didn't know I was a bag lady. But, I mean, I knew that, and I think I can say, too, in the middle of it, and that's a great point for us to talk about, too, a little bit later on in the show, is that you don't recognize it. It's just how you're being. Yeah. Right? It's just how you're moving, how you're living.
Yeah.
You don't always identify it as, baggage. Right. And so, wanted to, ask you, do you have any baggage that you feel like you brung into our relationship?
I thought about it and I was trying to pinpoint something, and maybe it's something I need to talk about with my therapist, but
maybe.
I can't recall any hurtful or traumatic baggage that I brought with me. There were definitely things, I will say, throughout our marriage journey that I experienced that created certain baggage, and not necessarily with my wife, but experienced with friends and outside acquaintances, people who I considered to be brothers or family and things like that. I've experienced some things that created baggage within our marriage.
Yeah,
So,
and we'll dive a little bit deeper into that
yeah.
as the episode goes on. But I did just want to say, I didn't feel like you brought any baggage, but I think what was like different was just having so many females in the house.
Yes.
You know?
So for
the
those of you who don't
estrogen.
know, my wife has 3 daughters biologically, which are my bonus daughters. But I come from a family of boys. Like my mom and my dad, raised a bunch of boys running through the house, and there wasn't that much arguing or like you took my this or I took your that. So being like thrown into the deep end with 3 girls and my
Right,
wife, it was
right.
like a culture shock to me. Like,
Right.
oh, you have feelings and you want to talk about them?
Right, and y'all arguing,
Y'all
and there's like
arguing,
catty fights happening. So I definitely would feel like, I mean, I guess it's not baggage that you're bringing, but I mean, would you consider that baggage? Where you're not like,
Yeah, I mean, maybe, just being around boys, I didn't really know, it's just me and my brothers. I don't know really how to operate, with girls, and that was something that I had to learn, as a father and as a husband. It wasn't easy, and I think I'm still learning it. But yeah.
So one thing that for sure that I think that I had to do is I had to recognize that there was some things that I was bringing to the table. And I remember what's coming back to me is a great thing. My brother,
Yeah.
he always likes to bring up or identify help me identify some of the baggage that I would bring to the table, because he'd be like, Tisha, relax. Like, why are you getting upset about, somebody acknowledging him? And I think for me, it was just almost like, it didn't even really have to be like a big thing. It could be, and I think that's an identifier.
Right.
Like, because it could be something really small, and I could be like, oh, okay, so now you're thinking about doing X, Y, and Z, or you want to go talk to other people, or you're trying to like it didn't take a lot for it to be like a whole thing.
Right.
And I think that that's how you can kind of identify that this doesn't have a whole lot to do with Akida.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has a lot to do with other experiences that I've had that I'm now bringing to the table in this relationship.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really like almost like a self-defense, like you're defending your emotions, you're protecting yourself from going through those instances again. It's really like, you have to rebuild that trust in certain areas, and it will take time, and you will need to see, examples and the work from that other person to prove themselves really. You shouldn't. It's a tough place to be in, because you feel like, why should I have to prove this to you? Because that's not who I am. But there is a job, there is a work to, build that trust that might have been caused by somebody else.
I was about to say, so did you feel like, I know that you knew that I had baggage coming along. So how was that experience for you?
I completely felt like, why should I have to work extra hard for somebody else did, or that's not me? In the beginning, I definitely felt like that.
Did you feel like you were like walking on eggshells with some stuff? Like you never knew if
when I learned that was an issue, like, when I was younger, I was like a very outgoing guy. I had a lot of friends and I was very sociable. So it was nothing for me to, hug people or, girls to touch my shoulders or get close.
We couldn't even go to the store without people just like talking, people that he didn't know, just talking to him.
And I think it's just because of my personality, not like, was never like flirtatious or anything like that, but it was just the personality that I had was very sociable. So people just were drawn to me. And, I would have conversations with perfect strangers
all the time
for like, hours, what I mean? Walking on the street,
all the time.
Talking about whatever. So it was nothing for me. So it's something that I had to learn when I found out that it was something that you struggle with.
Right, right. But I also had to realize that it wasn't him, it was me. Right. And had to begin to release some of that stuff and unpack it and recognize that Akida's not my ex-husband. Like
I'm not your enemy.
The same, right, not the same person.
Yeah.
And so the first step for me was identifying that there was something in my closet, like I had baggage, right, that I had to unpack. And so we're going to dive deeper into this conversation.
Yeah, don't give them too much right now.
Listen, we're going to get ready for what we getting ready for.
We have a commercial break, and we will see y'all back. But come back because we're going to go deeper into this and peel back those layers. So we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. If you are just tuning in, we are talking about baggage in your relationship.
Yes.
When your spouse brings that baggage and the ways that it can affect how your marriage operates.
Spouse being me. Let's
in
just
general,
say it.
in general. But I was just going to say that baggage can really, it can definitely prevent you from being emotionally available to your spouse. Because you have those walls built up, you have that, you're guarding your heart, you're guarding your space, and you're not really opening up to your spouse in the way that you can.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that a part of that too is we have to own that. Like I had to own that was the case for me, right? I had to own and be open to letting you help me do the unpacking.
Help me, help you.
Unpack.
No, but I think that's true. And I believe that me as the spouse who, was receiving that, I have to make a safe space for you. It can't feel like, a defensiveness like, why should I have to prove myself? Or I haven't done anything to make you feel X, Y, and Z. I have to be sensitive to what you're coming in with, the trauma that you experienced, so that we can work together to, go through it and process certain things and help you unpack, and throw out some of those things that you brought.
So that makes me think of a question. Would you say that was like a choice for you? Like when was it where you were like, this girl but I'm going to choose, because I feel like there's a choice that happens in that space.
Yeah. I mean, I think, just, realizing that it's not me going through therapy, marriage counseling, those types of things help to reframe my mind, and not for me not to take it personally like you don't trust me or you don't believe in me, but more so, this is a product of the things that you were experienced and we need to work through for healing, and for wholeness, and to help you get through certain things that you brought with you.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, I think I also, or anyone bringing the baggage, you also have to, it's not all on him to help me unpack my stuff.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had to go through a process and be like, girl, you got stuff. Like I thought I was Superwoman. Like I am good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. And so, even me having my own responsibility to seek out individual therapy or individual time to kind of process that and own it. And I think a lot of times you don't want to own it because it looks like a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
Maybe I've kind of been through something and that thing actually had an effect on me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought that up, that sense of feeling like it's weakness, which is a lot of the reasons why we're not as transparent or open about the things that we've experienced and how it's affected us, because we don't want to seem weak, and we don't want other people to know certain things that are.
As he's saying weak, I'm like, no. My inside is like, you are not weak.
Right. But, it's not weakness. It's actually strength to deal with those things and to, be honest about how things have affected you, and to know that you are working to move past those things. That is a sign of strength. I think the weakness is, being scared to share it or being scared to own up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that there's strength in being willing to help someone walk through that process.
Right. Yeah. It really is a team effort.
Yeah.
Because I could really be like, no, this is your thing. You got to deal with it. I ain't did nothing to you. You know what I mean? And like have you all by yourself working on this thing.
Right.
But it's a team effort. If we want to do this life together, I got to take on her stuff. She's got to take on my stuff. And we got to work together to work through it.
And I think there is power and there's security in knowing that you're not working through it by yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So let us shift a little bit, just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about what kind of experiences could possibly lead to baggage in a relationship, right? So one of the first things is maybe you've had multiple partners, or you've had multiple affairs or just multiple things that with each partner that you're with, you're having an experience.
Yeah.
Something is taking place. Something didn't go right?
Yeah.
Because you're not still with that partner.
Right.
And whatever that is the potential for you to bring that baggage, that stuff, if not processed, to the new relationship.
Or you've had somebody cheat on you.
Oh.
You know, or you've been through an abusive relationship,
Right.
you know, whether physically or emotionally. You've had somebody who maybe not have cheated, but they've just had, you know, a weird friendship with somebody of the opposite sex, you know, where they have now connected mentally with that person or, you know, connected emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
That could be traumatizing to somebody.
Right.
And like I said, it builds up that defense and that protectiveness for other relationships going forward.
Yeah. Or you could have experienced trauma, maybe outside of a relationship, like some type of traumatic event that has left you leery of things, or any kind of way it could have left you, right?
Friendships, yeah.
And or maybe even, we didn't even talk about, like, maybe you come with a sickness or an illness or some type of physical disability that, I don't want to call it baggage, but it's something new that is brung to a relationship that could add a little bit of extra weight. It doesn't mean that, like, anything's wrong, you know, or that you did anything wrong, but it can add something that has to be considered in this relationship as we're moving forward.
And I was going to say, you may not even know it's baggage until you're in the relationship with somebody new. Because then that's when they may bring it up, or now it's realized, okay, this is not normal for you not to, like, believe me when I say that I love you, or trust me when I say that you look nice today, or, you know what I mean? Like, you may not even realize it until you're in that relationship that you've now brought baggage. You know?
Right. Other things are, like, maybe you had a partner that passed away. That can leave, like, a fear component, right, in starting something new. Or long distance relationships that haven't worked out well. Just a myriad of things. Previous engagements that didn't work out. Like, how traumatizing is that? And so there are just so many things that can bring baggage. And so, like, even as I'm thinking about baggage, because we've listed, like, a lot of different dynamics, baggage doesn't always have to be, like, something negative. Like, when we take our suitcases with us, we're taking this stuff because it's serving us some kind of way, right? And so
we're going to Jamaica, or
right. I need everything.
So it's something positive
in
or
that
something
suitcase,
good.
right. And so during the season, maybe when we were by ourselves, we needed all that stuff. Like, I needed to take that with me to keep me in a good place. But, like, I need to make room now. For his stuff in the suitcase.
I gotta fit my stuff in there too. I can't just carry it, you know.
Right. So let's transition a little bit to talking about some of the ways to deal with baggage, right? Because we know that all of our experiences, they shape who we are.
Absolutely.
And so, in our experiences, they're important to our lives.
Absolutely.
And so how do we navigate this space? We don't necessarily have to throw away everything in the suitcase. Right.
No, I think, you know, the first thing is to hold yourself accountable, you know, or come to the grips that you do have baggage, you know, realizing it and accepting that, because if you haven't accepted that, then how can you work on it? How can we move forward from that? How can I help, you know, you, or you help me, if we have not acknowledged the fact that there is this baggage?
Right.
Yeah.
It took me a little minute, because I was like, I'm not dealing with, you know, I don't have.
She ain't trust nobody, boy.
I didn't see it as baggage.
Right.
But then when I realized that it wasn't really serving us well, then I had to own it a little bit. And look deeper. But also paying attention to different patterns that we have that keep repeating, that are not serving us well. Right? We got to dig a little bit deeper and figure out, like, well, why do I keep doing it? Why every time he over there talking to people, I'm like looking at him all cross-eyed.
And
that's a pattern. And of course he brings a pattern to me. You know, that's what that's helpful.
Right.
That's helpful. Patience.
I think it's important to be patient and understanding, you know, especially for somebody like on my end. Like, I can't, you know, feel like I gotta rush her or when are you going to get over this thing? You know, when are you going to start trusting me? There's a process, you know, and you have to allow the process to make its perfect work, you know, in you. And I have to be supportive of that. Just like if I had baggage, I would want her to support me, and we just take the time that we need to get through it.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has baggage, y'all. He has. I mean, he touched on a little bit. We did say we was gonna dive deeper into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So maybe
Absolutely.
we should dive deeper a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I'm still searching to find the baggage that I brought with me, and I'm sure it's there, but I got to talk to my therapist about that first, and then we'll have a part two. But no, but I think during our marriage, I've experienced some traumatic, you know, I'm learning now there was traumatic experiences like with friendships that I've had, you know, where people that I considered family, and then they just kind of like, you know, wrote me off, you know, and it built up a lot of trust issues with me, and not believing what people say, not trusting, you know, friendships, you know, that I had that were just fine, but now I'm like jaded, you know, like ain't nobody trying to, you know, skeptical of everybody. And even like my wife, you know, Tisha would tell me things, you know, and I would think that there's like ulterior motives, like I didn't believe her or trust her. So that's definitely something that, you know, I brought along the line.
The baggage. So that goes to our next tip, being honest with each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, right? Sometimes we don't want to hear the honest conversation, but we need the honest conversations if we're going to be free.
Yeah.
Right? If we're going to really be able to release those things that really are holding us bondage. You know, it's preventing us from living the best life and being the best spouse that we can be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, you know, in this process, you have to remain positive. You know, you have to be optimistic. You have to have hope that you will work through it, because if not, you'll be stuck or you'll go backwards, you know, thinking that, oh, this is never going to change or nothing's happening. You don't know the things that are going on inside, you know, of your spouse and the things that they're processing. You could be making strides, but your outlook on it could be setting it back.
Yeah.
So you have to stay positive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and definitely listening to what your spouse has to say. Not doing all the talking, but listening, because if you haven't experienced that thing, then you're not feeling that same way. You're not walking that thing out. So you have to allow them to express what it is that they're dealing with, and be a listening ear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You feel like I'm a listening ear?
Sometimes.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Sometimes he's listening. No, he's a pretty good listener.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working. I had some
he
rocky
can
moments.
repeat back to me what I said.
So you know I'm listening.
He's listening, but understanding and listening are two different things.
Yeah.
So we should add that one. Listening with the intent to understand.
To understand and not to respond.
Right.
I would say to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You know, empathy goes a heck of a long way, and it just shows that you care. It shows that you see where they're at. You understand what, you know, they're feeling, and it makes them feel like they're not alone. You know.
Definitely. And listen, y'all, we are an advocate for couples therapy. Okay.
Come on,
let's work these things out. let's talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I love what you said, because typically when we talk about baggage, like the baggage you bring, well, we did title it The Baggage You Bring. So you bring baggage with you, but baggage can also be created along the way.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to...
Like me.
Yeah. You need to be able to consistently be talking these things through, to be processing them. Your marriage takes different plateaus, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, really?
You better say it now.
Come on. Come on, education. So it takes different plateaus, and you want to be equipped to handle the different things as they come. Because like we said, typically you don't even know that you're bringing this stuff, or that this stuff has like latched on. You're just like carrying all the things that you think that you need.
And then there's a trigger, something that reminds you of what happened, and then you result to defensive mode, you know.
Right. That's why I got this in my bag, because, you know, and so it just lends for not as healthy of a relationship And it could go toxic too. You
Yeah.
know, depending upon what the baggage is.
Right.
But if you want to have a healthy relationship, you want to be able to make room for both partners to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You got to clear up some of that stuff, y'all.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to again, just accept the fact that you have brought some things or certain things traumatized you or you're dealing with some things, and then you can move forward from there. Yeah. Yep.
That was good.
That was good. You in your plateau.
Listen. Come on, master's degree. So yeah, this has been, I think, a really great conversation.
Yeah.
And we are not done.
No, we are not. Y'all know.
Y'all know. I'm about to
Y'all
say.
know how we do.
Y'all, if y'all ain't been watching,
Right.
you guys know that we like to take it in
A step further.
Yep. Go a little bit deeper with it.
And be practical. Yep.
Have some type of demonstration that really brings it home.
And hopefully it resonates with you, and you can kind of put that visual, to play.
Yeah, so we're excited. We're about to go to a commercial break, but stay tuned because we are going to come back and really, really drive this thing home about baggage and how we can be free of it.
Yeah, so we'll see y'all soon. No judgment zone. It's a little messy, but we're inviting you in.
Come on, we talk about the baggage, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the stuff that we keep that we necessarily don't need to keep, are not really serving us, and just like clutters our lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think this is a great depiction, we'll get into what we're going to do, but I think this is a great depiction of getting rid of some of that baggage and finding out what is necessary, what is not necessary in your life.
Right. What is in your closet?
Right, that you need to get rid of.
That shouldn't have been in your closet. So, if you haven't guessed, that's what we're doing now, right? So, we're going to be looking through our closet. This is my side. You can't see. This is like...
She's got like the whole, like, this side, and I got like a corner over here.
Beautifulness over here. You can't see beyond here. And this is his little section.
You blink, you miss it. No.
So, I guess I'm going to have more baggage than you.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So we're going to go through our closet because we were talking about how important it is to release those things, right? To make space for new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to start on your side.
Okay.
And we're going to go through some of the things that my husband has in his closet. Since he never really defined like any baggage.
I'm still processing. I'm not saying I don't have any, but I need to process it and figure out. We'll probably continue on this with another episode where I talk about my stuff.
Right. So
I'm sure it's there.
Because I'm looking over here and I'm seeing some things.
What do you see? Tell me.
I'm just wondering.
Offer your suggestion.
Yes. How long have you had this?
This is my workout hoodie.
This thing.
And I got this was like a grab bag Christmas thing at one of my old jobs.
How many years ago?
It had to have been like 10 years ago, maybe.
Yes, take the lint balls off. Listen, y'all, it looks very tired. Like
Does it look tired? I mean,
he wears this thing faithfully. Like how often a week?
Probably like 3-4 days a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it gets usage, but I mean, it might be time for an upgrade.
A new one.
An upgrade.
I mean, I'm alright with that, but this is, it still works. There's no holes in it. The stitching is good. It fits
it's
good.
really linty.
It is really linty.
So, are we keeping this? This is baggage that you want to keep.
I guess in those cases where you say, does it bring me joy? Or
Right.
I mean,
does it? If it does,
it's functional. It works. So it's not like I'm in love with it.
right?
It just does the job. So we can get rid of it. We can throw it out. We can throw out the baggage.
Yes.
It's gone.
Throw it out.
I wasn't really like,
Okay, attached
in love
to it.
with it, attached to it.
And then I think so. It leaves a space
it does leave a space for some more
something
room.
new.
Yep.
Right. So what else you got? Oh, listen here.
What?
I'm not even going to show this label. Take that one out.
But it fits good. I'm not going to show.
We're not going to show the label.
But this is a Nike. I don't know, like a runner.
A dry fit. It says dry fit.
Yeah, it's like a runner or something like that.
But tell them why we're not showing them the label.
Because it has a label of my old job there. I got a lot of stuff from my old jobs.
I know.
But it fits really good though, and it's Nike.
But the last time I've seen you wear this, was 3 years ago when you were working at that job.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out a way to get the stitching off. That's why. That's really why it's been sitting. And I haven't worn this at all.
At all.
But yeah, we can get rid of it.
And so look, I want to, so let's say if you were to wear it, how would it make you feel wearing something? Because this is the job that it was like a stressful job, right? Like you didn't really like it. And so let's think about that in terms of baggage, holding on to something that represents so much, I guess, like frustration,
stress, toxicity.
Yeah.
All of those things. Yep.
You didn't think you had no Listen.
The baggage is there. Look at that.
So what are you gonna do with it? I mean, it's nice.
It is nice.
It's nice.
And I haven't figured out how to get the stitching off. So it is time to say goodbye to this. So boom.
Boom.
There it is.
But how you feel?
It's gone. I feel good.
Okay.
I feel good.
Now, if he picks this up.
No, I mean, I feel like if I get rid of it, I don't even have to worry about how to get the stitching off. I don't have to worry about how this is going to work out. Because a lot of times we put so much effort in trying to force things to work when they're not meant to, you know?
Are you preaching now?
Who knows? Somebody pass a collection
what
plate.
What is happening? Okay, all right.
But so, you understand what I mean?
Get it.
You know, like sometimes we force things to be something that it's not meant to be in our lives because we're in fear of losing that thing, or we're in fear of something different or changing, you know?
Yeah, so it's like sometimes we're holding on or wearing stuff that we know doesn't have that space anymore, that place anymore, but we're just like dedicated to holding on to that to that baggage.
Because there are even some friendships that are not meant for you. You know, where people are not investing as much time or effort as you're investing in the friendship.
Right.
But we're forcing it to work when it's not meant to be, not meant to happen. So.
Good stuff, everybody. Okay, what's next?
All right, what about your... all right, one more on my side.
All right, one more.
And then we're going to pick your side.
Okay.
So you tell me what. Well, you know what? I can get rid of this.
What?
This.
Oh, gosh. Can they see that? Oh,
and this. And, you know, this season is over anyway. Flannel season is over.
I feel like you wore this last year.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
This right here, this looks like 1980s. Like, I feel like, like the 80s vibe or the 90s.
Is it? Possibly.
Oh, what was that rap? I'm like thinking about is it like crisscross or make you jump?
Is that where you see that from?
No? Like with baggy pants?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I don't know.
But we can get rid of it.
Yeah. It's not that old. It's not from the 80s.
But you said you like this still?
No, I'm just, you know what? We have flannel pants from Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
I think you can hold on to it. But it's your baggage. It's up to you.
No, this baggage I'll keep. No, I'll hold
I
on
feel
to this
like
baggage.
that keeps coming back for some reason.
Yeah. But this, I don't even like it, to be honest. It just sits up there.
I feel like you just got it because you needed something yellow for something.
Yeah.
And you just...
for an event or something.
Yeah.
So, get rid of that.
All right.
Feeling like woosah,
release,
you know?
Release.
So, let's... All right, how about...
No. All of these things have purpose.
So, what can we get rid of? What is going on here? How about this one right here?
my braid hair... I mean, honestly, she's not working anymore.
She's not working anymore.
But I'm not ready to part with her, with her just yet. Okay, so what is
this a robe or what is this?
This is a robe. I just got that. I wear that.
Okay. I thought it was like a jacket or something.
Yeah. This I wore.
All right.
This I got from a thrift store.
You wear all this stuff.
I'm just saying.
See, the thing with her is that she goes shopping like...
This right here.
Constantly,
this is going to be a little painful. This outfit.
Take this out.
So, y'all.
It's got dust on it.
Yeah. What did you say?
It's got a little dust on it.
So, why have I never worn this?
Well, we can tell you haven't worn it because of the dust.
But it's super cute.
What
Listen,
is this?
first of all,
This is a futuristic.
this is a 2B. This is like an off-the-shoulder type
Oh, I
situation.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I found it online, and it looks so cute on the lady.
Yeah.
But like I have to get it like taken in, and I never did.
So what are you gonna do?
But like y'all, this is like.
Have you ever worn this?
I've never.
You've never worn that.
It has like a little slit on the side. I've had it like 4 years.
4 years.
And
oh my gosh.
it has a little wrap.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
It's just making
4
me
years?
fall in love with it. Y'all know, my ladies. Listen, if I had this on and then this.
So how can you attribute that to life, where something that you haven't addressed in a long time, or
It's got 2 slits in it. So I'll say this is like, I feel like this would look really nice on me if it had like several alterations. On top of the fact that I don't like wearing this type of material because I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
So like you only can wear, this is like thin. So you have to wear it in the summer where you sweat more.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have sweat stains. So I would say.
Does it bring you joy?
I've never worn it. To bring me joy, I feel like it's like maybe false hope.
Yeah.
Or something.
That's
because good. Like I'm holding on to what could be. Oh gosh.
Oh wow. Wow, that's good. That's good.
I think I'm holding on to what could be. And I feel like if it was just the top, it would be a possibility because that's just like altering it.
Yeah.
But the material, there's no way, like really around that.
Right.
And I just
that false hope. Might as well let it go.
I want to give it to someone.
You can, but you gotta, do the physical action, the representation of letting that thing go. Stop holding on to it.
You're right. I just keep thinking about how cute it will look.
This is like you about to go to a gala or
yes, like a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Like it's cute. Okay.
All right, we'll throw it down for the camera.
Oh.
And then
we'll see. I mean, I won't never be able to rock that skirt.
Yeah.
I just, it
doesn't work
for
with
me.
you. What about this? You like that?
I
You
just
wanna
got
keep
that.
Oh, you just keep that.
That's new.
Oh.
That's new, so got tagged.
These hats up here. What's going on with the hats?
So
I've never seen you wore a hat.
So I haven't worn it.
Like you don't even wear. She doesn't even wear hats.
It's super cute.
But you don't wear it.
I know. But don't it look cute, Keela?
You look cute in anything you wear.
It's cute. So the hat deal. So I seen my friend with a hat.
And she was like, "Oh, I got it."
It was cute. No, actually, I think I had bought my hat first, but I saw my friend wearing her hat, and I just never. I don't know where to go
with the hat
with
like
the
that.
hat on. So that's how come I haven't worn it. So how does that relate to baggage?
I'm trying to think of it.
It's like new. I don't know. It's like.
Well, I mean,
apparently I have a lot of hope.
Your intention of getting it was because you saw how it looked on somebody else. So sometimes we see other people who experience certain things that we want to experience, but we don't know the story behind it. We don't know what they've had to go through. We don't know the things that they've had to pray for, or the sacrifices they've made, or the trauma they've been through.
We don't know
but we just
where they're going with this hat. I don't have nowhere to go.
Right.
With this particular hat.
That's good. That's good.
And so that's why it's been sitting there for like 2 years.
Right. Right. Yeah. And you don't even wear hats. And it's not even something that she does, but I think it's time.
I have no words.
I think it's time. You want to do the honors? I'll take a couple of pictures with you in it. And
I'll feel better.
So you can say that you had it.
Okay.
What else?
Jeez Louise. What else you want to...
I mean, you got so much stuff over here. It's like rummaging through, like...
Oh my goodness. This got
What
dust
about what
on
is
it.
this?
Yeah, I
You
wear
wear that?
sometimes. Oh, do you
That one.
remember this?
I do remember.
This is a
Yeah.
really cute dress, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It was cute on me.
It still is.
I can't fit it no more. You can't get the vibe because it's like, but it's like off the shoulder, or you could put one side up. So I'm holding on to this dress. This dress was actually a dress that I bought in a transition that we were going through when we were like leaving churches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we were like leaving that church, and I wore this like that last day.
Right.
I think I wore it somewhere else too, but
So that was good. You bought it with a sense of purpose for transition, and now that we're revisiting it again, it's a different season, right?
yeah. And I'm also though like it's like my aspiration to get back into it. I think I need to let it go. But it's
Say goodbye.
I know. And so I think in terms of like things that hold like sentimental value,
Yeah.
I think honoring the memory,
Right.
honoring the experience. But I think to that point, we can have experiences that teach us something or that create something in us, but it doesn't mean that, and we can honor that experience. It doesn't mean that everything that we got from that experience we have to keep.
That's real good.
You know what I mean?
That's real good. Yeah.
Because I mean, that experience was like, there was a lot of like painful points in that experience,
Right.
and
when you're holding on to certain things, sometimes it brings other things with it.
right.
It's connected to that feeling. It's connected to that heartbreak. It's connected to that letdown. And sometimes you need to let those things go that are connected to.
Is he over here trying to minister to me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a minister to know.
I guess I am the one with a lot of baggage. But no, I
think,
agree.
we all got baggage. We all got stuff. It's just you were able to realize certain things. Early on in our topic, she was able to realize certain things earlier on that she brought in. Like, I'm still working through that because I know I have it, but it's a process.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to let it go. It don't even look the same.
Yep.
It's not
Just
even
throw it down.
representing.
Boom. Right in the pile. You feel good?
I feel.
Take a breath. Ready? Yeah.
And I think it's important to say, I think when you're releasing it, you may not necessarily feel great
Yeah.
in the space.
Yeah.
But I think what it has shown me is that, like, as far as like clothing and stuff, there are things that don't need to be in this closet. That like I could literally give to somebody else. They could be rocking it. I can't even fit it.
Right.
The daggone hat I never even wore. And the other outfit. Like, why am I
Still holding on to it.
Right.
So what are some things that you all are maybe holding on to, or even, not just emotionally and experience-wise, but in your closet? Like, what are some things that you should just get rid of? I think this is a great exercise to just be able to let go of some things and let go of that pressure to have to hold on to it and look forward to getting something new, to replace that or to move on from. And
I think it's great that you have a partner to be able to help you, because sometimes you can't see the stuff that you have. And so being
like
able
you
to
pointed
do it
out
together.
certain things of patterns. You pointed out certain patterns that I didn't even think about. So.
Right, that whole workout thing.
Yeah.
That he wear like 2 times a week. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. So guys, we hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you're beginning to do the work to just make your relationship more healthier, create space for you guys to grow together.
Yeah. As always, we will see you next week. And remember to stay together
And stay connected.
Hey Couples Connect fam, thank you for tuning into this episode. But guess what? The conversation continues. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for our live Q&A as we go deeper.
And we would love to be a guest at your conference, or if you're interested in being a feature or possibly having a commercial slot on the Couples Connect show, y'all just email us at couplesconnect2020@gmail.com or scan the QR code.
So we will see you in the next episode, and remember, stay connected
And stay together.